Hey everyone, Scott here, and this is my GoPro Hero 5, which I've had since the introduction in 2016. Now, if you remember from my last video talking about the GoPro Hero 4, which was my favorite camera or piece of tech ever, this is the exact opposite of that. I was highly anticipating getting one of these things when it first came out. I loved my GoPro Hero 4. It was awesome. And I was really looking forward to two things on this. The screen on the back, the LCD preview screen, and the fact that it is now water resistant, or it became water resistant, whereas the Hero 4 was not. You needed a special case for it. So anyway, the best way to describe how I feel about this thing is to go over the pros and cons. So let's just do the pros first. Once again, I love how small it is. GoPro kept the size relatively small, even though it's slightly bigger than the Hero 4. It's still generally a small, compact action camera that you can put anywhere. So I love that. And then I also mentioned the LCD screen on the back. That was the primary reason why I got this thing. Is, it's being able to live preview what you're looking at and to review footage as you're shooting or after you're shooting. That was a game changer. I loved that feature, so that was good. I loved the cover over the lens here. I smashed the lens in my GoPro Hero 4 once, big time, enough to require the need to replace it, but I never had to do that with the Hero 5. This lens cover is strong enough to take the abuse. It has fallen off my bike many times. I've dropped it onto concrete, and I've played with this thing in the ocean, and it's still perfect. There's no scratches. It's smudged a little bit. It'll smudge if you get your fingerprints on it, but there are no scratches on that after years and years and years of abuse. So that's really cool. I also like the fact that there's now a dedicated door for the charging ports. Actually, no, sorry. If I can get this open with one finger. Let me try this. Come on now. One finger. There we go. Oh, there we go. So there's the charging port here and the side door, which is separate from the battery now. The battery is now on its own. Actually, it's with the SD card slot. So you don't have to pop open the battery door underneath this thing if you've got it mounted to, if you're using an external mount or a special kind of mount to your bike or your motorcycle, your car, your helmet, whatever, that mount is usually blocked, or it's usually blocking this door here for the battery. And if you just need to charge it up real quick, it's convenient with this little side door here. So, yeah, that's basically all I can think about for the pros. Actually, one more pro is that it does take good pictures and video as long as you have good light, but the key is you need really good light. And if you don't have that light, it's not going to look all that great. So, yeah, let's just get into the cons. So, yeah, number one, you got to have good light. This thing is basically worthless if you don't have decent light. You don't need bright sunlight like this, but it's got to be daytime. It's got to be at least in a very lightly or a brightly lit room. Otherwise, your content's going to be all grainy, and it's not going to be all that great. Another big con about the Hero 5 is that even though I believe this thing it technically has image stabilization, it wasn't pure image stabilization like we know nowadays in 2025, but it was worthless. It was basically any footage that I took when I was riding a bike or walking or running or anything, it was all shaky, and it needed to be stabilized in the video editing software that I was using, and then even then it looked like crap, so that wasn't all that good. Another thing that I really hate about the Hero 5 is that this LCD screen, it's got the same problems as the Hero 4, which I described. If I try to turn this on, Yeah, it's a little bit laggy. She's a little bit old and tired. But just getting through the menus here, it's not very intuitive. After all these years, it's still hard to remember where all the settings are and how to change things via this front screen. But there is the LCD now in the back, and you can do a lot of the things back, or you can do a lot of the adjustments and changes back here, which is good. So front screen bad, rear screen good. I guess that's another pro. The rear screen for making changes to settings, that's a good thing. I like that. Okay, back to the cons. As you can see, this thing is totally totally worn out. It's faded. It has not been sitting in the sun. It's actually been sitting in a dark drawer all these years, and it just faded. It's not sticky, but it's all faded out. But I do have to wonder if that's because one time I did take this in the ocean, and I wonder if this is the result of salt water. I'm not sure, because it wasn't like this immediately after that, but I don't know. It didn't hold up very well. And as I said, this is 2025. I got this thing in 2016, so about 9 years. This is what a GoPro Hero 5 looks like after 9 years. But yeah, another thing maybe that's a con is that this side button here to turn it on and to toggle through the menus is really laggy, and it's not working quite like it used to. You really gotta squeeze it, or otherwise it just doesn't really do anything. See, I just squeezed the hell out of it right there, and oh, there it goes. It's just a little slow. And maybe that's another con, is that the software on this thing, even though it's been updated, it's got the latest software, it's just slow and tired. You press a button, at least the side button, and it just takes a second for it to respond and to do its thing. But if you're using the rear LCD screen, it's okay. No issues there. So in summary, I think this was the worst GoPro that I've ever owned. It wasn't much of an improvement over the Hero 4. I mean, other than the rear screen. The rear screen is awesome. I love that. The fact that it's waterproof or water resistant is good. But otherwise, same image quality, zero image stabilization. Video quality was okay. Oh, another con that I forgot to mention, a big one, audio quality just totally sucked on this thing. Probably the worst of any GoPro that I've ever had. So yeah, in summary, I use this thing a lot. I did, back in the day, I used it a lot. I wasn't happy with it, but it wasn't that much of a big improvement over my Hero 4, at least in terms of getting good video, good content, good pictures. I don't know, it was a disappointment. It's still working though, and I haven't sold it, I still have it. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave a comment. I'll get to it as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.